Ever wondered how a single bad call could rewrite NFL history? From missed penalties that cost Super Bowls to refs who became overnight villains, these moments prove that one whistle can change everything. Today, we're diving into the worst officiating blunders that reshaped games, legacies, and the league itself. Part 8. No call that changed everything. Saints-Rams. What if one missed call could change the course of NFL history? That's exactly what happened in the 2018 NFC Championship game between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams, a game now remembered for the no call heard around the world. With under 2 minutes left, Drew Brees threw a pass to Tommy Lee Lewis. Rams cornerback Nickell Robey-Coleman came crashing in, helmet first, way before the ball even arrived. It was the clearest case of pass interference you could imagine. The crowd exploded, waiting for the yellow flag that never came. Nothing. Silence. Shock. Even Robey-Coleman later admitted he thought it had to be a penalty. That one no call crushed the Saints' Super Bowl hopes and ignited national outrage. Fans filed lawsuits, petitions flooded the NFL, and the league had no choice but to introduce a new rule allowing pass interference reviews. It didn't last long, but the message was clear. This wasn't just a bad call. It was a moment that changed the way fans, players, and even referees saw the game forever. Part 7. Tuck Rule ignites Patriots dynasty start. What if one bizarre rule interpretation launched the greatest dynasty in NFL history? That's the controversy behind the 2002 AFC Divisional Playoff, better known as the Tuck Rule game. It was January 19, 2002 in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Snow was falling so heavily it looked like the entire field was inside a snow globe. The New England Patriots were facing the Oakland Raiders in a brutal defensive showdown. Late in the fourth quarter, with the Patriots trailing 13-10, Tom Brady dropped back to pass. Then, disaster struck. Raiders quarterback Charles Woodson blitzed from the blind side, hit Brady, and the ball popped loose. The Raiders recovered. Game over. Season over. Or so everyone thought. Then came one of the most infamous moments in NFL officiating history. After reviewing the play, referee Walt Coleman cited an obscure and rarely used rule, the tuck rule. It stated that if a quarterback's arm was moving forward while attempting to tuck the ball back into his body, it was considered an incomplete pass, not a fumble. The Patriots kept possession, tied the game, and eventually won in overtime, and the rest is history. That one call sent New England to the Super Bowl, igniting the Brady-Belichick dynasty. Decades later, fans still debate. Was it fair play or the biggest officiating robbery ever? Part 6. Fail Mary Chaos. Replacement refs mess. What happens when the NFL replaces its refs with rookies who have no idea what they're doing? You get the Fail Mary. It was 2012, the league was in a referee lockout, and replacement officials were running the show. On a Monday night showdown between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, chaos hit its peak. Final play of the game, Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson launched a desperate Hail Mary into the end zone. Two players went up, Packers safety M.D. Jennings and Seahawks receiver Golden Tate. Jennings clearly caught the ball. Tate clearly shoved a defender. Easy call, right? Wrong. One ref signaled a touchdown, another signaled an interception. Fans at home stared in disbelief as the officials huddled, then ruled it a touchdown. Seattle won 14-12 while Packers players stormed off in rage. The call was so bad even the NFL admitted it was wrong. The backlash was instant and brutal. Within days, the real referees were back. The Fail Mary didn't just decide a game, it proved how quickly officiating chaos can bring an entire league to its knees. Part 5. Immaculate reception debate. Ball in or out? What if the most legendary play in NFL history wasn't even legal? That's the mystery behind the immaculate reception, one of football's most debated moments. It was December 23, 1972, the AFC Divisional Playoff between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Oakland Raiders. With just 22 seconds left, the Raiders led 7-6. Quarterback Terry Bradshaw fired a desperate pass toward John Frenchie Fuqua. Then, chaos unfolded. Raiders safety Jack Tatum slammed into Fuqua, the ball ricocheted high into the air, and out of nowhere, Franco Harris appeared like a miracle. He scooped the ball just inches off the ground and sprinted into the end zone for a stunning touchdown. The crowd lost its mind, but the Raiders immediately protested. At the time, NFL rules stated a pass couldn't be legally caught by another offensive player if it first hit a teammate. So, did it touch Fuqua or Tatum? No one knew, and in 1972, there was no replay review to check. The call stood, the Steelers won, a dynasty was born. But even half a century later, fans still argue whether the Immaculate Reception was a miracle or a myth. Part 4. Super Bowl 40. Officiating controversy reigns. What if the biggest game of the year was decided not by the players, but by the refs? That's the controversy surrounding Super Bowl 40, a matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers that still sparks arguments nearly 2 decades later. On paper, it should have been a classic. Seattle's first Super Bowl appearance versus a Steelers team chasing its 5th Lombardi trophy. But from the opening whistle, something felt off. Calls kept going one way, Pittsburgh's. A holding penalty wiped out a crucial Seahawks touchdown. A questionable offensive pass interference took another score off the board. Then came the most infamous one, a supposed Ben Roethlisberger touchdown that many swear never actually crossed the goal line. Even veteran commentator John Madden called the officiating disappointing, and Seahawks coach Mike Holmgren later admitted his team felt like they were playing 2 teams that night, the Steelers and the refs. Pittsburgh won 21-10, but for millions of fans, that victory came with an asterisk. Super Bowl 40 didn't just crown a champion, it ignited one of the longest-running debates about fairness in NFL history. Part 3. Bottlegate. Fans riot over overturned catch. What happens when one controversial call pushes an entire fan base over the edge? That's exactly what went down during Bottlegate, one of the wildest and ugliest moments in NFL history. It was December 16, 2001. The Cleveland Browns were trailing the Jacksonville Jaguars, but mounting a comeback. On a crucial 4th and 2, quarterback Tim Couch fired a pass that appeared to be caught for a first down. The crowd roared as the Browns rushed to the line and spiked the ball to stop the clock. Game on, right? Not so fast. Out of nowhere, the officiating crew announced they were reviewing the previous play after the spike. The move broke NFL protocol at the time, and when the refs overturned the catch, giving the ball to the Jaguars, Cleveland fans completely lost it. Thousands of plastic beer bottles rained down from the stands, pelting players, coaches, and even officials. The chaos grew so intense that the game was temporarily called off. Eventually, order was restored, but the damage was done. Bottlegate wasn't just about one bad call. It became a symbol of fan frustration, officiating failure, and the explosive emotion that defines Cleveland football. Part 2. Music City Miracle. Lateral or forward? What if one sideways pass decided the fate of an entire franchise? That's the question still haunting Buffalo Bills fans after the Music City Miracle, one of the most jaw-dropping and hotly debated plays in NFL playoff history. It was January 8, 2000, the AFC wildcard game in Nashville. The Bills led the Tennessee Titans 16-15 with just 16 seconds left. All Buffalo had to do was kick off, make a tackle, and move on. Simple, until chaos erupted. Titans fullback Lorenzo Neal caught the kickoff, turned, and handed the ball to tight end Frank Wycheck. Wycheck then hurled a pass across the field to wide receiver Kevin Dyson. Dyson caught it in stride, tore down the sideline for 75 yards, and dove into the end zone as the stadium exploded. But immediately, one question echoed across the league. Was Wycheck's throw actually a backward pass, or was it forward and illegal? Replays were razor close. Angles were unclear. The refs ruled it a legal lateral, and the touchdown stood. The Titans advanced, the Bills went home, and controversy became legend. Even today, fans and analysts still dissect that play frame by frame. Some call it luck, others robbery, but everyone agrees the Music City Miracle changed the NFL forever. Part 1. The Dez Bryant no-catch controversy 2014. What if one of the most jaw-dropping catches in playoff history wasn't a catch at all? That's the controversy that still makes Cowboys fans cringe. Dez Bryant's no catch in the 2014 NFC Divisional Playoff against the Green Bay Packers. Late in the fourth quarter, with Dallas trailing by 5, Tony Romo launched a deep fourth down pass to Dez Bryant. Bryant soared through the air, grabbed the ball over defender Sam Shields, and appeared to secure it as he tumbled toward the end zone, landing just a yard shy of a potential go-ahead touchdown. The crowd went wild. Dallas was back in it, until the refs stepped in. After a lengthy review, officials overturned the play, ruling Bryant hadn't completed the process of a catch. According to the infamous rule, he lost control when the ball touched the ground. The call stunned everyone, fans, analysts, and even rival players, all insisting it was a clear catch. The decision killed Dallas's momentum, sealing the Packers' victory. But it did more than end a game. It sparked a rule change. The NFL later rewrote its definition of a catch, all because of Dez Bryant's no catch that should have been history-making. Which blown call do you think was the most unforgivable in NFL history? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around because the league's past is packed with jaw-dropping officiating disasters that prove sometimes the refs change the game more than the players.